Hey friends, hey! Welcome back to another video, and we are on day 27. So that means we only have 3 more days of this. But nonetheless, I'm really happy and proud of myself for kind of committing through this. But yeah, so today's conversation is really about exploring a certain relationship in my adulthood that I'm really excited about. I kind of wanted to flesh it out and really talk through it. So yeah. Let's get into Number 27. Deepen my relationship with my mother. And I feel like this one is interesting because obviously always be my mother and has always been my mother. But for the first part of your life, for the most part, she's rearing me, right? She's growing me and kind of being, and our relationship is very authority and subordinate relationship type, where she's the authority in our relationship and different things like that. And she kind of passes Lord, the Haitian expression, but also she's the one that kind of grounds me and ensures that I'm doing right. But as an adult, that shifts, right? That paradigm shifts where she's no longer kind of being the authority in the relationship. We're kind of not necessarily, but kind of equals in the sense that I don't need her in the same capacity I did as a child, right? I don't have the same needs that I had of her when I was, a teenager, where she was the one supporting me. And now that I'm kind of supporting myself, I have a household, I have a family of my own, that our relationship is very much more symbiotic. And I really want to find more ways to kind of deepen our relationship, because I can honestly say that my relationship with my mother has become so beautiful over the last few years. And I think part of it was because of the death of my father and how we've kind of had to lean on each other and her lean on me to kind of get through that tough time within our lives. But I think that we have a great friendship. Me and my mother talk, right? And I think that I know that I love how close that we've gotten, and I want to continue to find ways for us to deepen that. And I know that, of course, as I have children and different things like that, our relationship will deepen from that aspect of her seeing her child mother. But even now, until I get to that point in my life, I want to find ways for us to be able to connect. And one thing that I've kind of been trying to do is on a weekly basis, we just go get ice cream and just talk and catch up. That we call each other. When I talk to my mama, I'd be like, hey girl, what you doing? What you about to do? Whatever. Hey honey, and I talk to her like she's my homegirl. And I love that I can lean on her for her past experiences. And now more than ever, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate understanding her and learning her as a woman first, not as my mother who raised me, but as a woman, and how her experiences has formed who she is. And I feel like I want to be able to continue to learn those lessons so that I can then take them and, help them to form who I am becoming and will continue to become as a woman as well. And I just really appreciate that relationship that we are building and that we have, because one, I think it's a beautiful one. But more importantly, she is the most important woman in my life. And I have, really found solace in the fact that we are, growing beautifully as friends, because girl, you're my friend. So, and I love that. And even her, how often has she called me and said that, she's watched my videos and she's so proud of me, and she feels like, she's so proud of the things that I've accomplished. And even hearing those things from her has really filled my heart. So I want to ensure that, as 2 women navigating this world together, of course, in 2 different generations and experiencing 2 lives from 2 different spaces, I want to be able to find ways to deepen our relationship, have girl nights together and go and, even in some of my self-care things that I go and I do on my own, to bring her along, because I think as I grow and I'm kind of learning these things about myself, I'm also teaching her, right? Because I know her generation didn't really, I don't even think that they even took into account what self-care was, right? For her, she mothered, she worked, she did what she had to do for her household, oftentimes at the detriment of herself, oftentimes at the not prioritizing herself. And I want that now that I have that knowledge, I can encourage her to do that, and for her to learn how to say no, and for her to prioritize her own happiness, and for her to find ways to, feed herself And I want to go on that journey with her. And I'm excited to do that more, and kind of see how we blossom as two women, creating this beautiful relationship that is now shifting in our lives. And yeah, I'm really excited about that. Even though she will always be my mommy, and even though that she will always be someone I can come and I can lay on her lap and I can fall asleep in her bosom, but I know that, as two women, our relationship is becoming one that we are friends and that we can talk about things and explore things, and particularly things that were taboo to her and that I am a lot more open to talking about, that we can flesh those things out. And I'm excited to not only explore myself as a woman navigating this, but learn her and explore her womanhood with her. And I encourage other women that, I know that not every woman's relationship with her mother is this beautiful, right? And for those that don't, something that I don't even know how to give advice on, or something that I even should, because I know the experiences in life kind of shapes people, how they connect to their parents in adulthood. But I've been blessed that I have had a mother that has always been present, and that, the way that she raised me allows for us to now to have this such beautiful relationship, because she always cared and treated and reared us from a place of compassion and a place of love. And I want to be able to give that back to her with compassion and with love, and to also be a friend to her and really deepen our relationship. So for those that do have such a beautiful relationship with your mothers, tell me, as an adult now, how are you navigating that relationship with your mother? Do you still see her as your mom that kind of parents you, or are you learning her as a woman and kind of engaging in uncomfortable conversations about just love and life and sex and, adulting and all those kinds of things, right? And yeah. So to my mommy, I'm loving the relationship that we're building and looking forward to where it goes and how it continues to blossom and grow. So thank you all for joining me on another video of this 30 for 30 journey that is almost at an end, but I've been excited. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see you in another video.